Hey everyone, this is Rick with Rick's Adventure, and we're going to begin the truck cap camper build. You might have seen my previous video where I went stealth camping in the back. Just kind of threw a mattress in there and a few other things and had a great time, but we're actually going to start doing this. I am. And so here we have carpet. I'm cutting it out to put down on the floor, and I do have some extra cardboard for insulation. I bought some Reflectix to put over the windows, and I'm going to be building a bed frame. This is going to be kind of step one, very simple stuff, nothing fancy, and then we'll do step two in a second video. So join me as we begin to work on this. Hey, so we got the carpet in here, got it cut and fitted around the wheel wells. Now we're going to start working on a bed frame and see how far we can get. Alright, so what we have going on here is I made this wide enough for a typical single bed. And I'm going to build this with several supports. And it's only going to go to the height of the wheel well. I'll show you. That way it doesn't get too tall and I'll be able to sit up on the side of the bed. The way I'm building it, I'll be able to trim it down if I do think that it's too wide and I want to make it a little bit narrower. I'll just have to figure out how to get a narrower mattress or whatever. But this is where we're going to start. So let's get this thing put together. I got things connected here and got it figured out. I trimmed down this end here so that it wasn't going completely in there. I wanted the length because this is a 6.5 foot bed on the outside, and on the inside it is not. So I am 6 foot tall. I wanted the extra length. We're going to put 2 cross braces in, and I'm cutting legs here at 9 1/4, which will put this right at the top of the wheel well. And then the top of my bed, the plywood should lay right across the wheel well and keep that down. Rather than putting the 2x4 over here across the wheel well, it's going to sit right there next to the wheel well, and that should be good to go, and the plywood will lay there. So pretty excited about that. Definitely not a finished carpenter, but we'll get this frame put up, see how it works, and then I will continue to finish things out and make it look a whole lot nicer. All right, we are getting very close to having this thing ready to stick in there. I've got the 4 legs on. I'm going to put 2 more legs here, and I decided not to put legs on this other brace because I don't think I really need it. Plus it'll give me a good access to underneath the bed. Well, I got it up in there, and maybe you can kind of see a little bit more of what I was talking about. I like to really kind of make it look a little bit neater here. Very rough construction at this point, but the top, as you can see, should go right across that wheel well instead of sitting on top of the wheel well. Since I have a cab height cap, it is only the side at the top of my roof line. So I wanted some extra headroom in there to be able to actually sit. My concern is that I maybe have it quite a bit this way over here, so I don't have a ton of room over here, but that's okay, I guess. I have a build that's really going to be kind of mobile, be able to take it out, put it back in. I mean, this last week I was hauling straw and hay with this truck, so you know, until I get something a little better situation to haul with, I got to have this so it goes in and out and does so quickly. All right, we're getting our plywood for the bed frame here at Lowe's. It'll save me a lot of time by doing this.
38 from that point, and then he's going to turn it around and trim it at 74 inches. Okay, now we're going to get the other length. Good deal. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're getting this thing put together. Hopefully I can get it finished out this evening in step one.
All right, I hope you can hear me, and we're going to start sanding the frame here. I got some stain. I have my salamander or my torpedo heater going in here. It is actually raining ice outside, so I got my palm sander here. We're going to start with 80 grit. I want to make sure that this plywood that I had cut is not going to have any splinters, and I want it to look halfway decent. So even though it's cheap plywood, I'm going to sand it so we can stain it. Well, I got it sanded all the way to 220, so it is nice and smooth. And had to open the garage door here. We got some snow, but it was getting too hot in here. But I need to get it warmed back up in here. I'm going to take a break and let it warm up in here so that when we start staining, it is nice and warm. So I'll take a break here and get back with you. Well, we're getting some stain on this thing. It's not exactly the color I was hoping for, but it is kind of a transparent, makes it look old. Kind of hoping for more of a gray, but it's definitely blue. So I definitely can see in the future me painting this frame. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Well, anyhow, you learn. Oh, we always tell our kids, if you don't try something, you don't know if you will like it. So anyhow, that's what it turned out to be. Yeah, my first inclination was to paint everything black. I should have stuck with that. Well, it sure has been a hectic couple of weeks, and I haven't gotten a video out. But I have been working on my bed frame for my truck cap camper, and actually tried to stain it. Did not turn out so hot, so I ended up using Kills primer on it, and then I spray painted it black. So we'll put it together and hopefully get everything moved into the truck yet today. I'm here putting everything back together now. I have the platform built, so I'm putting everything back together in here, and I'm going to try using this big cardboard. It's basically a crate that we have from our food trucks that we do at our church, and lay that flat. It's fairly thick for two reasons. If I have to get down on my knees, that helps my knees, but it'll give a little bit of insulation down first before I throw the cardboard, or before I throw the carpet in. One of my concerns has been security, and the back hatch of my truck, the lid, had rotten locks on, so I bought new ones. The problem was I couldn't get them off, so I actually used a Sawzall with a metal blade and was able to get in there and saw them off. Why did I do that? Because the ends were so rotten that you could not pull them apart, and I had some fasteners that were stripped. So I got things off. I did scratch that one a little bit, but not a big deal. Able to put that back on, and then I'm going to adjust things so that it actually locks from the outside. At least it'll start from there, and I got to figure out some way. I've got an idea in my head about how to make a bar that goes across to lock those two things in place. But that will be so much nicer. And then I used a brush on the outside here, just a stiff bristle brass brush,
to go across this and clean up the corrosion. So we'll get that new one put on there and get things adjusted, and I'll show you then. All right, one more thing that we got accomplished. Voila. They are on, finally. I've had them for a while and just hadn't gotten them on. So another step in getting things done. Now I am thinking, with things turned like that and like this, if there's some way to secure these two, and I have an idea of putting a bar across with a hole in here and in that side, or doing something with a hook from over here that would just simply hook and attach in that. So if you got an idea for me, that'd be great. Now it's cold here today, but what I have is I ordered couple pretty big roll here of Velcro, and I've got my reflex, and so what I'm doing is I am making a cover for the truck, the back cap glass here, and then I'm going to be doing the rest of the windows too. We're going to attach the reflex here with sticky Velcro, and I trimmed them and went to put it up there, and it would not stick because it was so cold out. It wasn't even 32 degrees today. So what I did is I went back inside and got a hair dryer, and I spent most of the afternoon using a hair dryer making this work. I heated up and it worked incredible. It got the Velcro to stick to the window, it stuck to the reflex, and it just worked super well. So I was able to get that connected. Well, slowly but surely we're getting it. These are Velcroed with my Velcro that I ordered, Velcroed to the windows. So we got that window to go, and then I've got to figure out how to do that center window. My actual entire window, the whole thing, flips down. So I'm going to flip it down, I think, and look at putting the insulation on the outside of the slider window. That way I can still open the slider window if I need ventilation. So this is how it looks on the outside. Unfortunately, you can see my little Velcro spots. So I'm not thrilled with that, but I can redo a few things here later on. But right now I'm doing this. It'll help, and it'll keep things warmer for sure, and people won't be able to see in, so stealth camping will be a little bit easier to do.
Well, hey, we got all the insulation done here. I wish this one was a little tighter. I'll work on that. We gotta trim things out so it makes it look really nice and neat. But hey, it's ready, and I think that yet this week we'll be camping. I'll be camping in the back of this truck. So now I just got to get the bed frame in and get some things around. So I bought this moving blanket at Harbor Freight. I don't know, I just saw it and it really struck me as something that I really could use. So I'm going to use this and put this down first on the top. For right now, I'm not securing the top because I want to make some panels that open on this. And I thought before I just randomly make panels, I will use it first and see what might be the most useful panel situation for this. So we're going to put this on and see how this lays out. Okay, we got the blanket arranged here. I just wanted to have something between that and my mattress I'll be bringing out. We got my little 3-drawer removable dresser thing. My toolbox will go right back up there in that corner, and I'll go grab my mattress. But I also picked up this thing here. Hopefully I picked up this thing, and we're hoping it goes right underneath here, which we may have to do some adjustments. Wow, this has been quite the day. It is cold out here. Got my hot coffee. There it is. This is stage 1 of the truck cap camper build. And I just want to show a couple different things. This is lower than a lot of guys are building them. So it literally just, this board right here, which I don't have attached yet, literally is sitting right on top of the wheel well, the way I have it designed. This is only 6 inches between here and here. So I went looking and wondered, because I didn't want a drawer underneath there, so I went looking to see what I could find. And I actually found, and it's just a little bit tight. So I think what I'm going to do is put just a little tiny extension underneath these feet. There's 6 legs, to raise it just a little bit, enough so that thing will slide in and out easier. But I can turn them so that they're sideways, and I'll be able to fit at least 2, if not 3. I'm thinking that I'm going to make a panel at the front of the bed that hinges open so that I can get to it. Now, I did kind of splurge. I wanted to make it nice, not just functional. This is a modular build, so everything can come out of here pretty quick. But I did splurge a little bit, and so let me show you what we got going on here. I have a remote. And so we're going to turn this off. Check it out. We have lights, and they're battery operated, so I don't have to worry about it. Of course, they've got all kinds of funky modes that you can do, and I've got a remote. So this is my truck camper build. This is Rick with Rick's Adventure. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care.